Sarah Cox, in A Day to Be Me. Alex?
With Alex Hodge.
And Kevin Gellinger.
This is our introduction podcast. We have started this podcast called A Day to Be Me. We discuss different topics such as self-help, self-improvement, and self-growth. We touch up on disabilities and how different disabilities can affect our lives and how we can overcome certain aspects of it. We discuss different thinking, like how a neurotypical person would think versus how a non-neurotypical person, disabled, handicapped person would be able to distinguish, like the distinguishment between both thinking.
Yes.
We cover topics such as health, like exercise, mental health. We really encourage self-care and self-growth.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that this is through the lens of someone who has a disability, who's been diagnosed with disabilities, and how to, again, self-help, self-improvement, and on the growth, how to climb on the growth scale. So with my experience, I've been diagnosed with, first off, it was with autism when I was little, but then I got re-diagnosed correctly on the autism spectrum when I got a little older. People got to know, better educated and trained on the diagnosis and how to, and then right now, today, I'm a grown adult, and there's been a bit of luck involved, and right now I'm on the forefront pretty much. I own a house. I keep a full-time job, and we're doing this podcast, and then Callie's got a business going, entrepreneurship, and so we're all have a lens through, and neurotypical, like what is normal, what is normal, it's like everybody's individuality, and that's something that Carl Jung, we mentioned references to psychologists like Carl Jung, Jordan B. Peterson, Alan Watts, and at least I make references off of them, geared towards self-help, but I think some of them gloss over what it's like through the lens of having a disability. We spoke about how people like Stephen Hawking, people like that who are in wheelchair and disabled, and yet they have really optimized themselves and mastered their craft in what they do, even though with the disability, they are who they are. And I think, I mean, if anybody had an excuse, it was him. And if anything, never use the disability as an excuse. And you'll see what happens. So I stopped using my disability as the excuse to not do stuff. So the cost of inaction was greater than the action as a result of that shift in thinking, and climbing the growth scale. I own a house. Like, I work full time, and I'm doing this. And I've gone through I've gone to conferences on Autism Awareness Month. A few years back, I did a PowerPoint presentation on the subject of autism awareness, and how this is while I was job searching, and how competent we are, even though the disability is there. Every one of us has a savant. Everyone's got a skill set that they can utilize to become a better versions of themselves, and everybody has something. If not, then you gotta expose yourself and find something. So, and then Kevin, look at this guy with a professional mic. He's got a studio, it's almost like a home studio set up here. He's very good with technology.
I'm
And
the editor. I'm the one who did the latest exercise video edited. I also have disability. I also have brain damage with Asperger's, and that mixed in with the brain damage just kind of screws up my brain's
yeah,
thinking, so I gotta reorganize it.
I yeah, and I have a theory about that because your brain is developed in other areas that allow you to have these savants. Like you remind me kind of because your role in this podcast is kind of like Jamie from Joe Rogan. He's
Yeah,
the editor and the podcast editor as well. So in the Joe Rogan Experience.
yeah.
So
I'll mainly not be on the camera all the time. This is just the introduction. I'll mainly have my mic and camera off and let Callie and Alex, who co-host, well, I'll make sure it runs smoothly, just to let everyone know.
Absolutely. And Kev will also be contributing to guest podcasting
yeah,
when he has some things he wants to say. We have meetings beforehand, so he'll
Hmm.
let us know what he wants to say, and we will have him as guest host. So you guys will be seeing him pretty frequently.
and
Yeah,
also Callie has published a book about what's this about a month ago. It's on Amazon. So go ahead and go ahead
yeah.
and promote your
Buy
book.
that.
And this
My
is kind of
book
what
is called
kickstarted this whole thing.
My book is called A Guide to Self Growth and Self Improvement by me, Sarah Cox. And I go by Callie, which is my middle name, but my author name is using my first name, Sarah Cox. So definitely go check it out. It is a book based on my blog at www.adaytobeme.com. So check that out too.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
also, having read Callie's blog, Callie is very articulate and skilled with writing. And my savant in this ecosystem is speaking. I can articulate my speech very well. And then Kevin's in this is the technical aspect, the video editing
yeah,
and compiling all together. So this is really cool what we're doing here. And then the goal is to reach an audience that just might need to hear something to that it's okay to be me. It's okay to kind
yeah.
of, we all need a day to be me. Everybody needs a day
Be
to be me.
ourselves.
Exactly. And understanding what that really means. So I have references to the big five personality tests, the ego, the self, and the collective unconscious and the unconscious, topics like that really help us understand what it really means and how meaningful it is to have a day to be me, to have a day to be ourselves, and where being ourselves works. So
Yeah. Find
having
your true
be able to
self.
grow with that. Yeah. So we're
Um,
hoping that there's an audience, and we're hoping to help a lot of people through the lens of what we've been through, to reach out to someone who might not have been through what we have been through, but there's something in there that they might know that we might have overcome. They haven't. Maybe they're going through it. It would help a lot of people overcome what they're going through as well.
Absolutely. I also want to give a shout out to I'm the main founder of the group, and when I say main, it's because I started the blog, which there in turn gave Alex the idea to do the podcast. So without him, this podcast probably wouldn't have started until a later date, or if
Yeah.
ever.
Everybody give him big thanks.
Yep.
Oh,
So I definitely wanted to give a little shout out to our co-founder.
Hmm.
thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you
So
guys.
Yeah.
this is again a day to be me. This is our introduction video. Thank you definitely for stopping by, and we hope to see you in the future.
Yes, keep watching our
Take care.
videos and subscribe and get the notification bell.
Yep.
Take care.